Hello, everybody! Welcome to Lavelle Edwards Stadium. We're here in Provo, Utah, with a visit against the Brigham Young Cougars. And this BYU team featuring Taysom Hill at quarterback. And look at that scenery, that landscape back there in beautiful Provo, Utah. Marquette wins the toss, and we're going to kick here, as most teams tend to do. So Marquette comes off a loss last week as we had a visit with the number 4 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We held our own early on, but then eventually Notre Dame would pull away as Hoffman fields that from BYU's end zone. He's dragging a man upfield, and there's going to be a flag. Clipping call, and I think I got to turn that slider down. A lot of clipping calls for opposing teams, not so much for us. Not sure why it would only go for one side here. Although we don't bring a lot of kicks out, and pretty much every time we have a kickoff against opposing team, they do take it. It's already in the field of play, so they really don't have an option. So that would lead to more clipping calls. Now Taysom Hill under center, he drops back for his first pass. He's going to run it, and he's taken down there behind the line of scrimmage by Gavin Battaglia. Another sack there for the Marquette defensive tackle, having a tremendous season so far. And look at that dip. Got under the lineman, gets separation, and finishes for a nice tackle against Taysom Hill. Now 2nd and 13 off that Gavin Battaglia sack. Looks like Hill had someone offside. No flag though, as he's going to be taken down again for a sack. And that's Dallas Wood, I believe, a senior defensive tackle who we haven't heard anything from so far this season. He has been out there in a rotational role, but he hasn't really made many plays. His first sack of the season, a nice wrap up there against Taysom Hill. And this Taysom Hill is a sophomore, so I think he's only at like an 80 overall or something like that. Now 3rd and 15 for BYU, backed up in their own zone. Hill drops back to pass. He has a man there at the sideline. That's picked off by Juice Campbell at the sideline with the toe tap. Campbell had an interception, I think, in the first 2 or 3 games to start the season, and none since. But there, great read against Taysom Hill. Telegraph pass as he gets his feet in bounds. So now Marquette with tremendous field position taking over at BYU's 22. Javon Ashley and Theo Briggs in the backfield. Ashley gets the give, and he works his way ahead for a yard. Koufax gets to start in this one. I think the offense just overall executes a little bit better with him under center, and he brings that extra element with his ability to run. So we're going to stick with him for now, although we'll still look to mix in Jake Haywood. Now 2nd and 9, Theo Briggs and Colton Clay in the backfield. Briggs gets a carry. Straight up the get, he picks up 4 yards. And this BYU team also has Kyle Van Noy at linebacker, although he's actually hurt in this game, so we're not going to have to deal with him. Also Jamal Williams at running back, but he's also hurt, unfortunately, so we will not get to see him either. Now 3rd and 5 here from Marquette, and you want to take advantage of this field position. Koufax back to pass. He'll roll to his left. And he just gets that one off for Michael Galloway, and that's dropped, although I don't think he would have picked up the first down anyway. So BYU forces an early field goal off that tremendous field position from Marquette, and I think you take that if you're the Cougars. Dylan Mackey field goal off, and that's right down the middle as Marquette comes in here and takes an early 3-0 lead. Our first studio update of the day. Oklahoma advances to 8-1 as Trevor Knight in at quarterback. I guess Blake Bell, who got injured, because Blake Bell was 2nd in the Heisman race coming into this week, I believe. Baylor now falls to 4-4 on the season. Oklahoma 8-1, number 4 in the nation. There you see Stanford beats Oregon by 1 point. 15 Stanford over 20 Oregon, 28-27. And you see there for Oregon, DeForest Buckner, DeAnthony Thomas, and Ty Montgomery on that Stanford team as well. So 2 big games there, as Stanford will probably be in the top 10 now after taking down number 20 Oregon. So Hill didn't really have much time last time out, as he was forced to make quick reads, and he didn't get much done as he was sacked twice and then picked off. And now they try to set up a screen, and he's closed off there, and they forced an incompletion. I think that was Darquez Goddard there on the hit. Now 2nd and 10 for BYU. Still no positive plays on 4 ran, as Hill will break out there, and he'll get the first down and then some as he breaks the tackle and spins his way across the 40-yard line. Now off BYU's first down of the day, they give there to Elisa. He throws a man off and then gets his way ahead for 10 yards, bringing up a 2nd and inches. I have a feeling we're going to have a hard time tackling this BYU running back if that first carry was any indication of what's to come. 2nd and inches now at about midfield for the Cougars. And they'll give there to Elisa again. He has a nice gap, and he's taken down there in the 2nd level by D'Angelo Bush off a 15-yard gain. 1st and 10, 4 minutes left in this first quarter. He'll drop back to pass. And he's almost picked off there by Travell Terry. Terry made a great break on the ball on that curl route. Hill kind of stared down his man, but luckily for BYU, it just goes incomplete. Now Hill directly under center with a fullback there. They'll fake it to Elisa, and he has his man over the middle. That's a 17-yard pickup for false Lev. And that's Hill's first completion of the day off the play action pass. Now BYU a fresh set of downs as they work their way into Marquette red zone. Get there to Elisa to the left, and he's hit hard there behind the line of scrimmage by Tyler Black. Good play by Black, working his way up from his safety position to stop Elisa one-on-one. Now BYU comes out in the shotgun on the 2nd and 11. A fake to Elisa. Hill will take it, and he's wrapped up there by Travell Terry after a minimal gain, forcing another 3rd down for BYU. 3rd and 9 now from the 16-yard line. BYU looking to keep this drive going. Now 3 minutes left in the first. Hill will drop back to pass. He has a man streaking up, and that's Hoffman. Cody Hoffman, and they say he crossed the plane for a touchdown. I don't think our man got there just in time, but Hoffman, a nice strong catch through traffic. Good pass there from Taysom Hill. And Tyler Black was just a step late there. And this BYU team, certainly not an easy task for Marquette. BYU does come in at 3-5, although they have some quality losses to some ranked teams, including Texas and Georgia Tech. Dickenzie Durant back for this kickoff. He'll take it out. And he works his way up to about the 24-yard line. So Marquette really, despite a field goal off that Juice Campbell interception, they weren't really to do much on their opening drive. They come out here in the heavy eye. Javon Ashley works his way up for 2 yards. And I've been meaning to put Tyson Bolt into more formation subs, but that's going to have to wait till after this game, I suppose. Tyson Bolt averaging over 5 yards per carry, by far the most of any running back on the team. Now 2nd and 8 drop back for Koufax. And he'll go downfield to Mont Collier in traffic, and that's going to be broken up by Jordan Johnson. Koufax definitely not afraid to throw it vertically down the field. And now another 3rd down here for Marquette from their own 25-yard line. Koufax back to pass. And he's hit as he throws. Looks like he had a man over the middle. I think that was Jordan Pinson. But no time to throw there as he's hit hard on that linebacker blitz. And that's going to go down to about the 33. Dante Chambers misses that tackle as Elisa brings it up to the 49. Elisa playing running back and serving as the team's punt returner. Now BYU at about midfield as they start this drive. Hill back to pass. And he's going to be sacked again by Gavin Battaglia. That was just instant pressure. Battaglia, tremendous quickness off the snap. And he goes in pretty much untouched. Tremendous first step by Battaglia. Now at this point, I think it's safe to say Battaglia leads this team in sacks. Now BYU with a bunch of receivers out there spacing things out. Hill back to pass. He tries to scramble. He'll work his way to the left, and he's just taken down there by Travell Terry. A good tackle in space to knock him down. Now 3rd and 11 for BYU at the 48. Hill back to pass. They're going to set up a screen. He'll be sacked again. 4th sack already for Marquette in this first quarter. That's Marcus Dixon on a blitz from his corner position. And And I think already we're matching our season high in sacks just 1 quarter into this game. BYU's offensive line just really not doing much at all for Taysom Hill. BYU gets that punt off there to Juice Campbell. And he'll return this one. He's taken down pretty much instantly. Just able to get 2 yards on that return. Now, there's a minute left in this first quarter. Let's see if Marquette can start to get something going offensively. Koufax back to pass out of the I formation. That's going to be Lamont Collier. A nice play there by Jordan Johnson to jump in there and get a hand in front. As Koufax now 0 for 4 through the air to start this game. Marquette comes out empty on the 2nd and 10. Koufax will hit his man Grant Cooper there for 6 yards. Looked like they might have been able to do a little bit more with that. But only 6 yards and bringing up yet another 3rd down here for Marquette. Now 20 seconds left. Koufax takes the snap. He's going to go downfield. He has a man, and that's Michael Galloway. They connect. Michael Galloway dragging a man upfield, and that's a 51-yard gain through the air. Koufax rolled to the left, stayed patient as pressure was closing in on him, and a nice catch there by Michael Galloway right in the breadbasket. And we haven't had many big connections through the air so far this season, so that one certainly feels good. Now Marquette sets up inside the red zone of BYU, and I think they'll just let this quarter come to an end. And that's going to do it here in the first quarter. A great passing play there from Dylan Koufax to Michael Galloway to give Marquette some momentum going into the second quarter as BYU leads 7-3 after 1 quarter. So Koufax out there with Tyson Bolt to start this second quarter. They'll fake and keep to Koufax as he's taken down in the backfield. 3-yard loss there. Bronson Kafusi, future NFL draft pick there on the stop. So now 2nd and 13 for the Golden Eagles. Snap goes there to Koufax. And he'll go to Jonathan Thomas there. He finds him. Nice pass and nice leap there from Thomas to go up and get that one. Wide open there. Defender does close in there at the last second. And Thomas, a good catch to hang on through contact there. Now a 3rd and 1 for Marquette. And that looks like a little risky pass there from Koufax going across the field. But Thomas is there to hang on. Now 3rd and 1 from the 11. And they'll give to the fullback Colton Clay, and he works his way ahead for 3 yards and a 1st down. Now from the 7, a 1st and goal with Theo Briggs in the backfield. He'll get the give, and he's stopped there at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Koufax back under center now to take this snap on 2nd and goal. 5.5 left in the second quarter. Koufax back to pass. He'll dump it off there for Javon Ashley, and Ashley stoned there at the goal line off a 5-yard catch. So that'll now bring up a 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. And Koufax, after starting 0 for 4, now 4 for his next 4 with 74 yards. Javon Ashley still out there in the I formation with Colton Clay leading the way. Ashley gets the give. And he stopped short of the goal line. Ashley has really struggled to power it in here this season. And Marquette's still at the 2-yard line. I think you go for it here. And it looks like they're going to roll the dice. Dylan Koufax out there under center. They stay in the I formation. It looks like they drew a man offside. Koufax. And that's deflected. And I could have swore there was a man. Okay, they're going to call the offside now. I was going to say. So, of course, I guess Koufax maybe should have kept running there. So they bring up another 4th and goal. Now from the 1. And do we try it again? I think we just try and get it again here. I don't know if we're going to pass, though. Javon Ashley back out there in this I formation. 4th and goal from the 1. And they will give to Ashley. And he doesn't cross the plane. He gains a yard, but he does not cross the plane. I don't know. How did that not cross? Wow. I don't think they can even review that one here in this game. That is brutal. And yeah, he literally just needed another inch or 2. I can't believe he didn't cross the plane there. I'm not surprised he got stuffed, but just based on how that was going, I thought for sure he was going to at least be able to get it across. So BYU preserves a 7-3 lead here as they take over from their own 1. Now a 2-yard gain gives them a little breathing room now from their own 3-yard line. Now 2nd and 8 for BYU. They come out in the I formation. Give to Elisa. And he breaks the tackle. He's going to go upfield and get out of threat there. He works his way up towards the 20. 13 yards from Michael Elisa, and he's been super productive here in this one. Dang, that stings. I should know better than to give it to Javon Ashley, but I guess I got to work with our formation subs a little bit more. Taysom Hill now in the empty set. He drops back to pass. And he has a man upfield. That's Oppo. And Tyler Black's able to catch up to him as he stopped at the 49 off a 32-yard catch. So after that big play, just moments ago, BYU from their own 1, and now they're already at midfield. Friel in motion. Hill back to pass. And that pass goes astray, bringing up a 2nd and 10 for BYU. Now 2nd and 10 with 3:33 left in the half. Hill back to pass again. He'll try to run. Is that Kevin Battaglia again? Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Dallas Wood. Like I said earlier, Wood has been super quiet all season, and now already with his 2nd sack here in this first half. So that'll force a 3rd and 13 here for BYU. And Taysom Hill, I think, so now 5 sacks from Marquette in this first half. I think Hill's ran into like 3 of them. Hill back to pass on this 3rd down. He has time. He's sacked again. Loses possession, but luckily picked up by a BYU offensive lineman. Sacked again. Is this offensive line really this bad? Both Barber and Gresham got home from each defensive end spot, and they pretty much sandwiched Hill there. Sacked for the 6th time in this first half. Unbelievable. So now as this half winds down, let's see if Marquette can get some more points on the board. Koufax will audible at the line. They'll get there to Theo Briggs, and he's only going to be able to pick up a couple. Our running game just really struggles to get going early on, but I find we do produce a little bit better in the second half. And like most games, even balanced play calling with 9 to 8 pass to run to pass. Koufax now out there empty. He takes the snap. And he's going to take it up the sideline. He has room to run. And Koufax has scrambled for 15 yards. It opened up for him over there as the coverage, or our routes, pulled all the DBs away. And that gave a nice pocket to Koufax running left to pick up some yardage as we're now set up from the 38-yard line. So now this first half continues to wind down as we hit the 2-minute mark in this one. Theo Briggs another carry. He's working off tackle, and he picks up 4 yards up the middle. Now 2nd and 6 here for Marquette. They go back out in the empty set. Shane Lytle still hasn't gotten a target here in this one. And looks like Koufax is going to keep it again as he'll run out of bounds after 9-yard pickup. Moving the chains now with his legs on this drive as Marquette takes over in BYU territory. Koufax back under center with Clay and Briggs in the backfield. Koufax takes the snap. Roll to his right this time. And he'll have some room up the sideline. He picks up another 7 yards. Really making it work now with his legs as this first half comes to a close. Now Marquette from the 42-yard line with 1:22 left to play. Koufax takes the snap. And that pass out of the distance of Grant Cooper. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 3 here for Marquette. We haven't seen too many misses through the air like that so far. But with our accuracy ratings with Koufax and Haywood, I'm surprised we haven't seen more. Now a 3rd and 3 for Marquette. Koufax takes the snap. There's Derek Morris, our backup tight end, with a rare catch. I think just his 2nd catch of the season, and that goes for 10 yards and a first down. Now 1:10 left as Marquette still with all their timeouts. We hit the minute mark in the second quarter. Koufax rolls left. And there he'll have Jonathan Thomas, although he can't hang on through contact. And it looks like there Koufax is hurt. holding his belly area, it seemed like. So Jake Haywood will be brought on now in relief of the injured Dylan Koufax, and we'll soon get a update on Koufax, see how much time he's going to be missing. So Haywood now thrown into the fire, leading this 2-minute drill as we look to get some points before halftime. He'll dump that one off for Desi Watkins. Watkins' first catch of the season, one of our backup wide receivers. Marquette calls their first timeout now with 49 seconds left in the half. Haywood directly under center. And yeah, it says Koufax got the wind knocked out. He will be back soon. Haywood back to pass. Dumps that one off for Grant Cooper. Cooper going up the sideline. He's forced out of bounds after a 9-yard catch. Marquette moving the ball methodically here on this drive as this first half comes to a close. Now 44 seconds left. And Koufax is back out there for this one. So it didn't take long for him to get the wind back, when knocked back into him, I guess we'll say, as he takes that snap. He'll roll to his left. He has a man there at the corner of the end zone, and that just overshot Lamont Collier wide open there in the corner of the end zone. And that's one Koufax is going to want back. So now 39 seconds left on a 2nd and 10. Let's try this again. Koufax had a wide open Lamont Collier there and just missed him. Koufax takes this snap. And that's Michael Galloway. And that's going to go for a first down as Marquette will be at the 4-yard line with a 1st and goal here. And they're actually going to go in the hurry up. Maybe try to throw BYU off their game a little bit. Marquette does let some time go off the clock as Koufax will drop back. And that was dangerous. Oh my goodness. Not sure what we were thinking there. Tried to dump it off for Theo Briggs, but that went right to Jordan Johnson, who's had a hell of a first half here, disrupting a bunch of passes. So luckily we get another chance at this. A 2nd and goal from the 4. 18 seconds left in the half. Looks like Koufax will get another try here. And that's picked off by Levitt. Oh my goodness. Brutal. You know, we can't run it when we're this close. We kind of have to elect to pass. And Koufax tried to squeeze that one in for Michael Galloway. And a great read there by Levitt, who picks it off. We needed some points to close this first half. And just a bad decision there as we tried to force it in. And Dylan Koufax gets picked off. Now BYU 15 seconds here. They come out in the I formation. They give to Elisa. He has some room going upfield. And he's taken down after a 15-yard gain. Now just 10 seconds in the half. And I feel like this has been one long half of football. Taysom Hill drops back. Maybe his last drop back of the half. As he's almost picked off there by Juice Campbell making a good play on the ball. So Hill will get another play. Maybe 2. Now 6 seconds left. Hill back there. Another pass. He has time. And he's sacked again. Is that the 7th sack? And that's Davin Rice from the linebacker position coming in on a blitz. Wow, Taysom Hill has just been destroyed here in this first half. Although BYU does still lead 7-3. And Marquette, we head into halftime down 7-3. Although we probably should be up right now. We were stuffed at the goal line. Turnover on downs was forced. And then just moments ago, Koufax throws an interception. As we only are able to score 3 points there despite tremendous field position most of the way. Taysom Hill has been okay. Not as good as maybe we had thought. And he's been hit hard here, as we just said, 7 sacks already in this game. One of the biggest struggles of this Marquette team on this season has been capitalizing in the red zone, and our woes continue in that capacity here in this one. So we'll look to bounce back in the second half in this tight defensive game thus far. So far, maybe our lowest scoring game of the season, just 10 points combined in the first half as Marquette comes out with Theo Briggs, and he'll get a give. He works his way ahead for 8 yards. And I think that was already our longest rush by a running back in this game, coming on our first carry of the second half. Kind of going back to what I said earlier, I think our running game is just so much stronger in the second half for whatever reason. Now Javon Ashley will get involved here. Already his longest carry of the day as he works it up ahead for 11 yards. Marquette knocking on the door of midfield already, just 2 rushing plays in. Now Koufax out there in an empty set. He takes the snap. He has a man there over at the sideline. That's Shane Lytle, his first grab of the day for 9 yards. It was only a matter of time before Lytle got involved. Now that brings up a 2nd and 1. Marquette from the 49er. We'll just call it the 50. Javon Ashley another give. And he works his way ahead for a first down. Marquette now into enemy territory as they're starting off hot here in this second half. Looks like they'll run a triple option here. Koufax with it. He pitches back to Javon Ashley, and Ashley has room to run. He's taking it upfield, still going. And he works his way ahead, still going inside the 5. Tremendously executed triple option there. Some nice space was generated from some good blocking, and Ashley got it going upfield. And he dragged a man about 10 yards or so. Working his way all the way down to the 3-yard line. So Marquette comes out of the gate strong here to start this second half and already inside the 5. Looking to get a touchdown for the first time in this game. They give to Theo Briggs. And he's taken down. Looks like a face mask, but no call. And we certainly don't want another interception here inside the 5, so I think we're just going to stay conservative. Storm Norwood now back out there as our tailback. He'll get the carry, and he's going to stumble ahead for a touchdown. Maybe Storm Norwood was our missing ingredient down here at the goal line. I believe that's Norwood's first touchdown as a member of the Marquette Golden Eagles, one of our backup running backs. And Marquette comes out of the gate strong, and they take a lead here to start the third quarter. Dylan Mackey with the extra point, making it 10-7. Alisa fields that on the kick return. He's just doing it all here for BYU. And he's taken down there off a 27-yard return. 7 sacks and an interception in this game for Marquette. And our defense has been very strong in this season, surprisingly. Now Taysom Hill back out there for his first drive of the half. He's back to pass. Rolls to his right. He's taken down behind the line again. 8th sack for Marquette. That time Reese Waters gets in on the action. Just stealing the edge there. Nice spin move on the tackle. And he gets a sack. Taysom Hill just running into these defenders. Giving away free sacks today. Now 2nd and 14 as BYU just perpetually behind the line of scrimmage on these drives. Hill back for another pass attempt. He dumps that one off to Alisa. Alisa stiff arms Dante Chambers, and he'll work his way ahead for a first down. Every time Alisa touches the ball, it's going for like 10-15 yards. Now Hill out there with Alisa to his left, a fresh set of downs to work with for the Cougars. Fake to Alisa. Hill will pass across his body, and that's going to go incomplete. Now 2nd and 10, BYU in the I formation. Man in motion. Hill's going to drop back for a pass. Quick slant there to Oppo. Breaks the tackle, works his way ahead for 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for BYU. Hill in the shotgun on 3rd and 1. He'll fake it, keep it. And he works his way across midfield for a first down. Now BYU from Marquette's 44-yard line. Fake. And Hill throws it like right at Tyler Black, but Black moves away from it. That was a weird one. So now 2nd and 10. Hill just not having a clean game whatsoever at quarterback for BYU. He'll drop back for another pass. He has a man there at the sideline. That's Ridley. He breaks the tackle, keeps going, and picks up a first down. That's Skylar Ridley on an 11-yard reception. Now a 1st and 10 for BYU. They come out in the I formation as we're about halfway through this third quarter. And Alisa wrapped up there. Nice play by Clarence Thurman at the line of scrimmage on the run stop. Taysom Hill comes out in an empty formation on this 2nd and 10 for BYU. He drops back to pass. And he'll scramble right into a man again. Runs right into Reese Waters. My goodness. I don't understand what's going on with Taysom Hill in this one. Maybe it's the visor. 3rd and 16 from the 44. I'm sorry, from the 39. They'll set up a screen there for Elisa. He works his way up the sideline. He's pushed out by Davin Rice off a 13-yard catch. That'll bring up a 4th and 3 and a 43-yard field goal attempt here to tie the game. And the kick is up for BYU, and that goes wide left. BYU misses a 43-yard field goal. Marquette stays ahead in this one, 10-7. So Marquette takes over for their second drive of the half after a really nice one to open the third quarter. Koufax takes the snap. Rolls to his right. Staying patient, nothing open. He'll take it now. And he's going to run up the sideline for 10 yards, bringing up a 2nd and inches. Koufax doing a good job using his legs in this one. And he's staying patient. He's not just tucking and running. He's reading the field and then running when he runs out of time in the pocket. Now 2nd and inches. Koufax will keep on the read option. And he works his way ahead for another 9 yards on the ground. Now at the 2-minute mark of this third quarter, 1st and 10, they'll get to Javon Ashley. And Ashley only able to pick up a yard. 2nd and 9 now for Marquette. 1.5 left in this third quarter. Koufax will pass. He has Michael Galloway there at the sideline, and a nice pitch and catch from Koufax to Galloway. They hooked up on a 51-yard catch earlier, and good release there from Galloway to break into the second level, and a nice grab there at the sideline to keep his feet in bounds. It just feels so nice when this Marquette passing attack has connections through the air like that. And now Javon Ashley in the backfield. He'll get the carry. Nice push there by the offensive line as Ashley works his way ahead for 6 yards. Now 2nd and 4 from the 20. And Theo Briggs the lone back for Marquette. He gets the give and he works his way ahead for 5 yards and a first down. 4 red zone entries for Marquette in this one. And only 2 scores to show for it. Looking to improve that percentage here on this drive. Koufax back to pass. BYU sends pressure, and Koufax able to get away and just throw that one out of harm's way, bringing up a 2nd and 10 now. A lot of pressure there from BYU as they sent, I want to say, 6 or 7 guys on that one. And it looks like they're going to be aggressive again on this one. Koufax back to pass, rolls to his left. And he's hit as he throws, and that goes incomplete. And it looks like he's hurt again, Koufax, holding his chest again. Maybe the wind knocked out of him there like it was earlier. So Jake Haywood now on for this 3rd and 10. And Marquette comes out empty. Haywood takes the snap. And he's sacked. Hit hard there by Marcus Johnson. Bring up a 4th and 20 now for Marquette. And it'll be a 43-yard field goal for Dylan Mackey. And I don't think that's in his range. Let's check it real quick. Do we have wind? At least? And we will have 5-mile-per-hour wind, so we're just going to try and get a quick kickoff. Mackey, is that going to go? And it's just off the crossbar. And it bounces out. As you see a studio update, number 22 Ole Miss defeats Arkansas 14-7, led by Bo Wallace at quarterback and Robert Nikondici there at right end. That was a brutal missed field goal from Dylan Mackey. And again, we cannot convert in the red zone. As we do take a 10-7 lead, though, into the fourth quarter. So we begin this quarter up 10-7. And BYU with still under, what was that, 160 yards on the day. As Elisa, he'll pick up a bunch more here. He breaks into the second level. And he's going to be taken down by a face mask of D'Angelo Bush, and that'll give BYU 15 more yards. Following the D'Angelo Bush face mask, BYU now takes over at Marquette's 45, trailing by 3 early here in this fourth quarter. Fake there to Elisa. Hill keeps it. And he has Elisa leaking out to the left, and he's taken down after a 13-yard catch. Michael Elisa is just unstoppable in this one. Whether it's kick return, punt return, going out for a pass, or just running the rock. He's having a great day for BYU. And really the only reason they're still in this one. Now Taysom Hill back to pass. And that's Marcus Dixon with the deflection there as he broke it up although it looked like he might have been able to pick that one off. Now Taysom Hill only 8 for 16 in this game. And this game big for both teams, but especially Marquette coming in at 4-4, as they want to, of course, get their 5th win to go over 500. As Tyler Black elapsed there in coverage and just lets J.D. Falslev leak into the 2nd level for a 20-yard pickup. Of course, if you're Marquette, you'd rather be 5-4 than 4-5, as you'd be just 1 win closer to a bowl berth. BYU at 3-5, of course, need to win 3 of their last 4 games if they want to get a bowl berth. Now BYU in an I formation off that 20-yard catch. Elisa gave up the middle, and he's going to carry Tyler Black into the end zone for a touchdown. Michael Elisa finally reaches pay dirt, and BYU is going to take a 14-10 lead here in the 4th quarter. So Marquette really winning most phases of this game, just beside on the scoreboard, which is obviously where it really matters. Jake Haywood's still out there as he gives to Storm Norwood, and he's taken down in the backfield. Another close game here for the Golden Eagles, and we've really struggled to win these ones. And just to keep it in perspective, we're still just in year 1 of this dynasty, a very young college football program. As Haywood, his pass for Shane Lytle, way off target, that goes out of bounds, bringing up a 3rd and 11. Our biggest problem has been converting when we get in scoring range. Our field goal kicker only has a maximum of maybe about 38, 40 yards. So that's been a huge struggle for us as well. Now 3rd and 11, Haywood drops back to pass. And he'll just chuck that one downfield for Jonathan Thomas. And that's almost picked off. Broken up there. Thomas almost caught it off the ricochet. But it falls to the ground as Marquette will be forced to punt here. Down 4 in the 4th quarter. Bars kick off. That will be fielded by Elisa. And he works his way across midfield off a 15-yard punt return. And imagine being told that your defense is going to record 8-9 sacks and you're still not going to be up ahead in crunch time, as BYU Taysom Hill back to pass, and another sack for Marquette. Barry Barber getting in on the action, our defensive end. One of our defensive ends. Nice spin move off tackle, and right there is Taysom Hill, and he wraps him up. I don't know what, I've played with these sliders for a long time, and I've never had a sack outburst like this. And another example of Hill kind of just running right into the defender as he passes to the sideline there for Elisa, and a minimal gain there, bringing up a 3rd and 16. And if any of you watching, listening, know of a realistic Heisman slider set for 360, let me know. I'm always down to tinker and try out new slider sets. As Travell Terry, a nice break up on the ball there, reading that post route over the middle. So our musical chairs at quarterback continues as Koufax back out there. He had a bruised forearm, but I guess he's good to go now. He'll give there to Theo Briggs outside. Briggs working his way ahead. Nice move there. And he works his way outside for a 12-yard pickup and a 1st down. Briggs certainly not known for his agility, although he showed nice footwork there to break it outside and create some space. 1st and 10 for Marquette with Dexter Dowling in the backfield. And Koufax will keep on the read option, and he works his way ahead for 7 yards. Koufax now over 50 yards on the ground for the day. Now Javon Ashley, the lone back, to the right of Dylan Koufax, as Koufax will pass. He has a man there. It's Lamont Collier in a 1st down. I believe Collier's 1st catch of the day, and that goes for 14. Now hit the 4-minute mark here, left in the game. Koufax just 9 for 20 through the air. Theo Briggs, the lone back. And Theo Briggs gets the give. And he'll pick up 6 up the middle. Now 2nd and 4, 3.5 minutes as Marquette goes empty. Koufax rolls to his right, nothing open. And he's going to have to throw that one away. Good coverage downfield for BYU. And Koufax luckily didn't take a sack there. Now 3rd and 4 for BYU. And you probably go for it here if you don't convert. And they'll give to Theo Briggs. And a nice hole opened up there to the right. And Briggs picks up 7 and a 1st down for Marquette. Now a fresh set of downs for Marquette. Taking over at the 35 as this 4th quarter continues to wind down. Koufax will keep for another read option. He's hit there. Picking up just 1. 2nd and 9 for the Golden Eagles. And Tyson Bolt in the backfield for the first time this game. He gets a carry. And he had some space, but he's hit there. A good play from Dallin Levitt, who also had an interception earlier. That forces a 3rd and 9 now for Marquette. Now at the 34, Marquette certainly needs a conversion here, as less than 2.5 minutes now left to play in this fourth quarter. Koufax will roll to his left, and he's just going to keep this one again. And his legs pick up the first down. He picks up 10 and keeps the chains moving for Marquette. Again, a fresh set of downs here for Marquette as Koufax comes out empty, as we're just about to hit the 2-minute mark in this fourth quarter. So this might be the last time Marquette has possession of the ball. Koufax another drop back. And he tries to get a man over the middle, but it's deflected as he's hit as he threw it. There's that Levitt again, having a huge game here for BYU. Now 2nd and 10, Marquette out in the I formation. They'll give to the right for Theo Briggs. And Briggs gets about 5 up the middle. Now a 3rd and 6 for the Golden Eagles. And the clock continuing to wind down here. Marquette still with all their timeouts. And they're in the empty set now. And that pass, way off target. And Levitt, another interception, as that's probably going to close it here in this one. Koufax had Jordan Pinson on the post, wide open, working over the middle of the field. And that throw just way off target as it's picked off again by Levitt. And again, Marquette unable to come away with points in the red zone. Wow, that was brutal. The first interception I'll take some responsibility for, but that one just on Dylan Koufax. Really bad pass there. At least it takes it up 4 yards as Marquette takes their first timeout of the game, of the half. And brutal way to finish if Marquette is unable to force a punt here. And Elisa, he's going to get a first down. And that's pretty much going to do it here. Marquette will take another timeout. Elisa nearing 100 yards on the ground on only 11 carries. And Koufax, he had kind of been dealing with a bunch of injury issues in this game, so maybe not the wisest decision to keep him in there. Elisa will get another carry. And Rice going for the strip, unable to get it loose as Elisa hangs on. Marquette forced to take their final timeout. So this is it. If we can't force a fumble here, I'm assuming BYU will just knee it. Elisa works his way outside. Stopped there by Tyler Black. So we don't have any more timeouts. BYU can kill another 30 seconds here. I think they can just kill the rest of the game. Looks like they're going to call a play here. You think you just knee it. And then that's the game. Now just 40 seconds left. 3rd and 6. And it looks like they're going to call a play in this formation. And they will call a play. So it's going to be a screen. And Hill sacked again. And Gavin Battaglia breaks the sack record with his 3rd in the game. So questionable call there to call a screen. You know, like what if it's picked off? What if Battaglia forces a fumble right there? Just a very questionable call from BYU. And I'm assuming they'll just let this clock run out. Imagine they punt it here and give us a chance. And I don't think they're going to actually give us a chance, as they'll just let it run out here. And BYU defeats Marquette 14-10. A very underwhelming game here from Marquette. I mean, our defense had, 10 sacks? We only give up 14 points, but our offense just really struggling to find their footing on this season, as Dallin Levitt, player of the game, 5 tackles, 2 interceptions, and Michael Elisa, very worthy of it as well. Tremendous performance offensively for the Brigham Young Cougars. So Marquette will fall to 4-5 as they drop this one in Provo. And still not a bad result. I mean, BYU, very, very good football team, very experienced, tough team. We came in here, competed, and just our shortcomings have been well documented here, as we just cannot score inside the red zone. So moving into year 2, year 3, those are obviously going to be areas we improve on as we get our own recruiting classes in here and kind of put our own spin on this team. So we fall to 4-5 as we drop this game in Provo, Utah, 14-10 against BYU. So following that tough loss against BYU, I just want to do a quick recruiting update. And we only got one more commit since our last update, and that's Brian Joseph, a JUCO guard prospect. We missed out here on Thomas Jock, and he did end up committing to Michigan State, which I kind of thought he would, as I expressed in previous episodes. So Brian Joseph was our backup plan. They're both 67 overall, although Joseph is a JUCO, so he's going to come in as a sophomore or a junior. And decent ratings there, 77 pass block, 75 run block, although only a 73 strength and a 71 impact block. So probably not going to start from day one, although he'll provide decent depth for us. Ryan Jackson, I was really hoping we'd get a corner who I was going to probably convert to safety, and he finally commits to Iowa after they led the way pretty much all season. So Thomas Jacques and Ryan Jackson were two guys I was kind of hoping for that we would get, but unfortunately they commit to Big Ten schools. Now Eric Smiley, our lone quarterback, I mean, we have this guy Josh Simon here who we're kind of pursuing, but I don't think we're going to end up really offering him. Eric Smiley would be great, 68 overall, but of course, as I've said in past episodes, he still has his visit upcoming with Illinois, and they trail us not by much. So I think he'll kind of go into the offseason, and then we'll be able to pour pretty much all our recruiting points into him in the offseason, try and get him to commit. Stephen Wright, we only really need a quarterback and a safety at this point for our needs. Stephen Wright, only a 62 overall, which isn't too bad, but then you look at his speed, and a 75 speed for a safety. Not good at all. I mean, 77 zone coverage, 68 block shed, and 82 hit power, 84 pursuit. Pretty good safety ratings, but the athleticism is really, really bad, and I don't know if I want that at safety. Honestly, maybe someone we would put at linebacker, but I'm not going to offer him yet. I'll just kind of keep him in limbo for now. So we covered pretty much everything I wanted to. I feel like that BYU game kind of took a long time, so this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. I'll just scroll down the top 25 as we close this episode. Ohio State and Louisville still at 9-0, at 1-2 respectively in the nation. Next, we have only three games left here in year one of this dynasty. Next week against Old Dominion, followed by senior night as we host East Carolina, and then we'll finish the season at Hawaii. So 4-5, we need to win 2 out of 3 in order to clinch a bowl berth. So as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you keep up with this Marquette Dynasty. And as always, it's been real, and be well. I'll see you next time.